welcome to a special holiday beer episode of
Brutal Battle.
Fa la 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 la.
I'm taking a back seat on this one because this isn't my thing.
But I'm excited.
This is Rebecca's thing. So Rebecca's basically going to lead this. So I'm going to turn it over to you.
We're doing it mystery beer style for Carlin.
For me.
I picked the beers
Right.
out.
Yes.
And
Totally,
this will be
totally blind for me.
blind for Carlin, not for me. I picked them out. We're going to do a 2-part episode, maybe 3-part, depending on if I decide to go out and get more holiday beers. Because more will probably be hitting the shelves.
We'll probably have to do with how much fun you have doing
True.
these episodes.
So mystery beer styles. I picked out anything that was like winter, Christmas, kind of like for the holiday season.
And we talked about it before we started recording, and I think what we're going to do for this is something a little different. Like, I was thinking, do we go back to the normal mystery beer style and, like, rate it? But then I was like, no, because Rebecca knows what it is. So I'm going to pick a ranking, and you pick a ranking too. Mine will be blind. Yours will be, you know what they are. So we'll pick a ranking for this episode, and then I'll say, of these 3 beers, this is my 1, my 2, and my 3. And then with the next episode, when we introduce 3 more beers, I'll slot those in the ranking somewhere. So then it'll be out of 6, and we'll just keep it going as long as you keep getting these holiday beers, I guess.
Yeah. Trying to think, is there anything else, or should we get to tasting?
I mean, I'm down to start tasting.
Okay. And it's funny, I put them all down on Carlin and was like, they all look the same. I'm like, they do, but they're all
the same.
very different beers.
The only thing I can say is that the third one looks lighter in color,
yeah, it does
basically.
a little bit.
But also, like, I said that not even, like, trying to sniff them yet. Like, you just get aromas kind of wafting off sometimes. I felt like I was getting, like, sweet cherry notes kind of coming at me.
And that makes me think of Mad Elf, and I did not put Mad Elf in here because I thought it would be such a recognizable flavor profile, so there's no Mad Elf in this. But I feel like that is such a quintessential Christmas beer in my mind, though.
Well, it's also very easy to pick out, but also there could be a situation where another brewery's tried to do something similar. I don't know. But
cherry makes you think of fruitcake, makes you think of the holidays, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's cherry in here.
Okay, let's go to the first one, I guess.
Yep. So this is beer A.
I mean, they all look like brown. Different degrees of brown, and they're all clear, actually.
Yeah, it's like an amber brown.
Pretty clear.
Yeah, pretty clear.
This one's pretty clear, but, since they're a little darker color, you can't necessarily really see all the way through.
Very malty, very caramelly.
Yeah. It's just, this smells kind of like a Meritzen to me.
It does.
It's just very,
it smells like a fall, like a nice fall crisp.
I do get a slight cherry note on the end. It's very, very slight, but it's not like, it's like a sweet cherry. There's not a lot in the nose.
No, it's not.
It's not doing much at all. It's just that sweet maltiness with that little bit of cherry. Maybe like a slight brown sugar in the nose as well. But, yeah, I'm going to have to taste this, dude.
I don't want to say too much about too many of these things because, I don't want to give anything away if I get something.
It tastes like a Meritzen.
It does taste like a Meritzen.
It tastes like a Meritzen.
It's not bad, though.
So it tastes like a Meritzen, but it does have that little bit of like a cherry-ish tinge on the end, which Meritzens really don't have.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
it's bready.
Yeah, it is bready.
Makes me, every time I have like this style, I just want to eat pretzels.
Yeah, I could see that. It's got a decent bitterness on the finish, so it leaves like a little bit of a drying feel in your mouth.
I like this. This isn't like,
it's not bad.
Strike me as like super holiday-y though. Mm-mm. It's more fall style in my mind.
Yeah, it's not bad.
But I like it.
I'm fine with it. I don't like love it or anything. But then again, like I'm not big into these holiday beers in the first place typically, so
right. Now you want me to wait till we taste them all to reveal them all?
Yeah, because I'm going to
Okay.
rank them. So yeah, so everyone just remember what these were. All right.
So this is beer.
This is the second one.
I have them all in bags, so this is beer number 1.
Well, we'll just call it number 2.
Number 2. So 1 and 2.
Because we don't want to confuse the listeners. 1, 2, and 3. So
go ahead.
Oh, it should be, actually, shouldn't it be A, B, and C? Because if we're going to rank them 1, 2, and 3.
That's true.
So we'll A, B, and C. We already did A. This will be B. Okay. And
it's a little more red.
Yeah, and it's a tad bit darker. And I do need to note that the 2 other ones have actual, like a bit of head hanging out on the top, and this one really doesn't. Yeah. So is that going to mean higher ABV, maybe?
I can't say what this smells like. Because I know.
Kind of smells like red licorice and pine needles.
It's so funny because I know what it is. I can pick it out because I know.
Okay, so it's like red licorice, pine needles, and oranges with cloves stuffed in them.
Okay.
There's a really sweet fruitiness.
It's very sweet and fruity. Yes, I definitely agree with that.
But that's really weird. Like, that's what's coming off as like red licorice to me. Like that sweet fruity red.
Okay, I can see,
because it smells waxy too.
Okay,
like a Twizzler, basically.
I can see where you're going with this.
Or cherry chapstick, or I'm sorry, the strawberry chapstick.
Strawberry chapstick.
Yeah, because of that kind of like, I don't know,
waxy.
Getting that waxy Vaseline-y.
It's not overly appealing. You like this nose?
I'm in the middle.
Yeah.
Like, it's a little weird sweet, and it's also smelling kind of artificial with that fruitiness.
I will say I was kind of surprised by these flavors in the beer. Because I was like, this doesn't strike me as a holiday, but it's a holiday beer.
It also smells a little bit like Kool-Aid. Like, a lot of these weird things. Like, just... There's something odd going on with this beer that probably should not be happening. I'm just... They brewed with something they shouldn't be using, is what I'm saying.
Well, we'll find out.
All right, so let's taste it. I'm going to reiterate that. They're brewing with something they shouldn't be using.
It's not bad, but I don't need more of it.
It's like there's a liquefied gummy something in it. That's what I'm getting. Like cherry gummy worms. Like liquefied cherry gummy worms or something like that.
Yeah.
But no, it's like artificial. It's like artificial cherry, artificial strawberry.
No, you haven't hit it yet. What it is.
You see, like there's like this slick coating in your mouth after you take a sip. So you can see where I'm coming from with like the liquefied gummy things.
Yeah.
Because it's like that. Because, you know, like when you touch a gummy, like it's a little bit kind of oily.
Sure. And
I'm getting that residual oiliness on my tongue.
That's probably from one of the ingredients in there.
It's weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
I don't hate it.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Like, I don't hate it, but I don't know if I need more of it. Somebody likes this out there, I guarantee you.
I think it's getting lost to a degree, but I feel like there's a little bit of like a pine needle type ordeal going on in here.
So that's the holiday. Mm-hmm. Holiday magic happening. Okay.
The cherry, strawberry, cherry. I know you said I didn't hit it, but I'm just telling you what I'm getting.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, you haven't hit what it is.
It's so weird.
It is very weird. All three of these are very different, even though they look the same.
Yeah, well, that's even weirder. That's kind of odd that that's the case. Okay.
Okay, last beer.
All right. C.
Beer C.
Beer C. What? I can't drink out of your glass.
Yeah, this is weird. I accidentally switched our glasses.
We have specific glasses we use at the house, and they're like the same size and shape, but mine is a Pipeworks Brewing, and hers is a Quest Brewing. And she usually drinks the Quest, and I drink out of the Pipeworks. But
yeah, I'm drinking Pipeworks.
Switched them.
So this is C.
Now that smells piney. Like, that smells like pine needles. Yeah. Like, a lot.
There's something else in there.
Yeah. Cinnamon. Cinnamon and pine needles a little bit.
I know what it is, but I can't say it.
Cinnamon, clove, pine needles. And, that sweet maltiness is in there as well.
Sure.
I feel like there's a little something else, like dates.
It's a little medicinal for me.
Okay. Sounds like maybe the ABV's a little higher. I'm not getting like an astringency, but it just smells kind of syrupy, you know?
Sure.
But that could also be at play because of that pine needle type smell too.
I don't love the nose. It doesn't make me want to dive in and drink it.
Smells like there might be a generous hopping on there as well, because there's a little bit of like a robust kind of like citrus hop note that's going along with that pininess and the cinnamon and the clove.
Yeah, I get this. It's definitely piney and spicy.
Okay,
kind of mild on the flavor.
Well, that's more spice driven.
Yeah.
Like spices, like that cinnamon, clove, maybe even nutmeg, actually. Cinnamon, clove, nutmeg. Naked Cheerio on the end, actually. Yeah. But I'm getting that pine needle flavor, too. It's pretty sweet.
This is the beer I was most excited for. I'm disappointed.
It's pretty sweet. I will say it's got a very nice smoothness to it, almost a bit of a creamy quality as well.
I will say this is the most, in my mind, holiday beer that we have on the table. Because it's like warming and spice.
I'm starting to perceive a little bit of the alcohol on it. So I'm thinking, I don't think it's anything high. I'm thinking maybe like 8, somewhere in there maybe.
It's always so interesting when you know what it is.
Yeah.
And you know that, like, around the ABV, and you're like, yes, no. Any guesses on what any of these beers are? You have no idea.
Absolutely not. Because I don't really...
You don't pay attention to these styles.
Yeah, I don't at all pay attention to holiday beers. They're not my thing. I don't really like them. I'm going to have to do a quick...
So you're going to rank these, and then we'll reveal these.
I'm kind of warming up to this weird one a little bit. B.
The middle one?
Yeah, a little bit.
Huh.
I like A because of its simplicity.
Yeah, A is my favorite.
It's real chilled out. It's got a nice simplicity to it.
It's just not holiday-y, but like taste-wise, that's the one I want to drink more of.
Ah, that sweetness is growing in that one. In C?
In C.
And the bitterness is really starting to stand out, too.
And C.
Yeah.
Yeah.
B's just too sweet, though, and it's got those weird artificial things. So I'm going to put A as my number 1.
Okay.
C is my number 2, and B is my number 3.
Okay.
At the moment.
So we'll reveal C first.
Yeah. So obviously, when I'm in the next episode, when I'm placing in the ranked order the new 3, I won't know what they are, but I'll know what these are. So there's that.
Okay. So in last place for the episode is beer C, which is by Shiner.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why it's not that great.
It is their holiday cheer. It is an ale brewed with peaches.
I don't taste peaches.
Oh, I smell peaches. Peaches and pecans. So I think that's where the oiliness you were getting.
Oh, yeah, that's 100%. The proteins from the pecans. That's 100% what that is.
And it is...
I don't get a nuttiness, though. I don't taste the nut aspect.
Yeah, it kind of gets that gets lost. When you were saying oily, I'm like, that's from the pecans.
Totally.
And it's 5.4%, so it's low.
Yeah. That's not actual peaches, though. That's not real peaches. Does it say peach or peaches?
Peaches.
For real?
Yeah.
I mean, it's more like that, like, the peach syrup that's left in canned peaches. You know what I mean? It's just, like, real sweet and sugary and, like, I don't know. It's very artificially...
Where are they based out of?
I think Texas, actually. Somewhere in Texas, I believe. Yeah, I've not really usually liked Shiner.
It just says Texas.
Yeah, I haven't really liked Shiner products before.
Yeah, I didn't either, but I was like, oh, this is different.
It's an interesting concept.
Yeah, so that's why I picked that out, because I was like, that's very... I try to pick out, like, different.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's a beer that's, like, disgusting or anything. It's just I'm not really liking it so much.
I agree. But
I can see where people like it, for sure.
When I smell it, all I can think of is I get the peach right away because I know that's what it is. Mm-hmm. It's probably still hard for you to get it.
Well, the malt screws with me.
Yeah.
Because it's like high malt. And I guess the pecan's doing something to it, too.
But
I don't know. Weird.
Like, growing up, we would make instant iced tea from, like, the Lipton powder. And we would get peach iced tea, and that's what this smells like to me.
It does smell kind of like that. I can see that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that. Well, and that goes with that whole, like, artificial aspect of it.
Okay. So then C.
Yeah, C is the number 2.
I was most excited for this one. It's by Great Lakes Brewing Company.
I see the ABV. I nailed it.
Yeah.
I nailed it.
You said 8%.
It's 8.
And it's 8%.
I was right.
It's by Great Lakes Brewing Company and is their barrel-aged Christmas ale. It's an ale with spices, honey, aged in bourbon barrels.
What are the spices?
It doesn't say.
Well, I mean, the honey accounts for that sweetness I was talking about. The spices...
I mean, saying spices.
Yeah, and it's very spice heavy, like I said, like cinnamon, nutmeg, clove.
Now, do you get the barrel? I get the barrel. Do you get the barrel characteristics?
I'm assuming that's where that little bit of alcohol I was smelling on it is coming from, and me being able to pick out that it was 8% because you can kind of like taste a higher ABV in it.
And Great Lakes is out of Cleveland, Ohio.
Now that I smell it, I can get a woodiness.
Yeah, I definitely get a woodiness. I didn't want to say that because I didn't want to, like, sway you, but I definitely get a woodiness in it. I was most excited for this.
It's not bad.
I haven't had their... I kind of almost wish I picked up their Christmas ale, so I had something to compare it to, like the barrel-aged version, but I remember liking their Christmas ale.
Yeah. Well, how long... Did they say how long they aged it in the barrels? Mm-mm. Because I kind of feel like maybe it was too long. Because I feel like the wood is downplaying the integrity. Like, the wood and the spirit kind of downplaying the initial integrity of their Christmas ale.
It doesn't say anything on the can. Maybe it says something on, like, the 4-pack or 6-pack.
I don't know.
And the Shiner was in a 12-ounce bottle, and this is in a 16-ounce can.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so the winner... is by Flying Dog.
Oh, really?
And it is their Freezing Season Winter Ale.
You know, we haven't had any Flying Dog in a while.
Yeah.
Like years, probably, actually.
And this is 7.4%.
It doesn't taste like it.
No. It's very easy to drink. And
yeah, it's just like...
Flying Dog's out of Frederick, Maryland.
Yeah, it's just like an easy beer. Like we said, it tastes like a Meritzen, basically. Yeah. It's pretty good. It's got a nice bitterness on the end.
It doesn't... So I still think it's a holiday beer because it's a winter ale.
Sure.
But fine. It doesn't... like, the flavors don't match what I think it should be.
What you would like it to be. Yeah. I hear that.
Okay.
I'm down with
Overall thoughts? Fun?
Yeah, no, it's always fun for me to go back to the mystery style because I like trying to suss things out with the beers. So that's just always a good time. Plus, also just like the fun of the reveal of like, what was I just drinking? What did I say I didn't really like? What did I say I really did like?
I know. It is always fun. So, I agree with that.
And I think the ranking aspect is a lot of fun too. Because, especially since it's going to span at least one more episode, maybe 2 more episodes. And then we can come up with like our master list ranking of these certain beers that you picked out.
Yeah. Maybe
it'll help guide some choices for people.
Yeah. And let us know what kind of holiday beers you like to sip on.
Yeah, you can email us, brutalbattlepodcast@gmail.com. Also, Instagram.
Brutal Battle Podcast.
And Untapped, I'm Carlton Malibu, all one word, spelled as it sounds.
I'm RubyReb62.
You can get back episodes of the podcast at brutalbattle.com, or you can go to archive.org, which is where we host our files. That's going all the way back to number 1, which was, almost 11 years ago at this point. What else? I feel like there's one. Oh yeah. Rate us and review us on whatever podcatcher you use to listen. iTunes helps the most if you can do that for us. And then word of mouth. Tell people about the podcast. We appreciate that. But until next time.
Keep it brutal.